Hi everyone, and welcome back to Making Connections via LinkedIn What? So this is the second installment of our series. So now that you have found a few people that you want to connect with, what do you actually say to them? The biggest mistake that people make and what feels so uncomfortable about networking is when people make a big ask in their initial contact with a new potential connection. For example, will you be my mentor? Can you refer me? Can you give me advice about what career I should pursue? Those can feel very bold to both the sender and the receiver. I liken it to going on a first date and within the first 5 minutes asking, "So, do you want to get married?" It's too much too soon, and the person on the receiving end of that question is likely to clam up and not respond. So let's go over what your initial outreach might actually look like. So I'd like to make an important ask here. I will be using some people and their profiles as we go through this demonstration. So I just ask that please do not flood these particular individuals with LinkedIn requests. Deal? Okay. So referencing our LinkedIn search in the first video, let's say that you are reaching out to Sam directly. So as you may remember, Sam is a data analyst and a second level connection of mine through Baruch. So here's an example of what you might say. So we're going to click on connect, and we always want to add a note. We're going to personalize our LinkedIn request to connect, and we have about 300 characters here in which to fill this space. So what might we actually say? So we might say, "Hi Sam, I hope you are well. I am a current Baruch MS Statistics student. I've built up a solid baseline of knowledge about data analytics, but I'm always excited to learn more. Would you be open to connecting with me? Thanks for considering." So you will notice here that my first ask is simply, "Will you connect with me?" This is pretty safe. It also serves as a sort of litmus test to see if this person is in fact open to connecting with people who they don't already know on LinkedIn. So hopefully they accept your invitation to connect, and when they do, you can send them a follow-up email. So perhaps when we're actually connected with Sam, you'll be able to click here and see his contact information, so perhaps you could send him an in-mail. Or you can now see his email, so you could send him an email directly. So what might that look like in that message as your follow-up to your initial message? So there you might say, "Hi Sam, thank you for accepting my invitation to connect on LinkedIn. Just to reintroduce myself, I am a second semester MS Stat student at Baruch. I see from your profile that you worked at Sparks and Honey for a bit. I did a site visit there last semester and found their work culture really fascinating. As a student, I am still exploring the different career paths of data analytics. I am curious about what it is like to work at a rating agency, especially in this climate. Would you be willing to share your experience in a 10 to 15-minute chat? I am sure you are very busy, so I sincerely appreciate you even considering it. I hope all is well, and thank you, Annie." So from our last video, you might also remember that Sam and I had some common or mutual connections, so I may choose to go that route instead of directly reaching out to Sam. Perhaps I want to reach out to one of my closer connections, my first level connections, and in that case, that might be Dila. So Dila's email I actually have. I could send her a message here through LinkedIn, but I also have her email. But let's then do an example of what that might look like. So hi Dila, I hope you are well. I see on LinkedIn that you are connected to Sam Cologne. I had a few questions about the day-to-day life of a data analyst that perhaps Sam could answer for me. Would you feel comfortable introducing me to him? Thanks for considering, Annie. So it goes without saying that your grammar and spelling must be absolutely perfect in all of your outreach. After all, this is your first outreach, this is your first impression, and just in general, it's professional correspondence. So the standards are very high. Again, I recommend watching my colleague Tanuja Ramshal's webinar, Guide to Informational Interviewing, which can be found on the GCMC YouTube channel. If you have any further questions about LinkedIn outreach or your LinkedIn profile in general, please email us at zicklin.gcmc, and we'd be happy to set up an appointment for you. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.